Hey guys, it's Bizarre Individual, and this is going to be my recommendation suggestion video for the Bizarre's 24-hour manga readathon, or Bizarre's 24-hour readathon, and it is going to be held on the 13th of April, and it's going to be hosted with Lindsay Tut and myself, and I'm really excited about this one because it is going to be kind of like my birthday celebration, my birthday bash, celebrating my birthday. It is going to, I kind of wanted to do them every like 6 months, but I decided to do it a little bit early because I don't think it's been 6 months yet since the last one I did, but I wanted to do a little bit early. And yeah, so my birthday is actually on the 20th, but I decided to do it the month before, and it is going to be themed this time, which if y'all don't want to read the theme, then please just join in and just read whatever you want. Like I've always said, I don't want to make a lot of rules. It is going to be on the 13th, but you can literally join in whenever around that time. It's just fun for everyone to read at around the same time, just so we can see like everyone's different posts. We can talk about each thing, stuff like that. So with that said, it is going to be themed siblings and slash family. So I have a lot more recommendations than I thought. A lot of my friends recommended some that I don't have that I'm just going to kind of read off to you. And I'll also put everyone's name and what they recommended down in the comments. Not down in the comments, down in the description if you want to go and look at all those and get more ideas. Some of these are more sibling and family themed than others. I just wanted to give more of a variety so it'd be easier to pick and see, oh, I actually have that one in my collection already, or oh, that one would be easier to find, or I'm more into that one, and that way it'd just be more easier for everyone to participate and follow the theme that they choose. And yeah, so let's just get into this. So the first one I picked is Delicious in Dungeon, and I'm just going to go over briefly why I pick each title for the sibling family themed. And the reason why I picked this one is because he has to go into the dungeon, back into the dungeon. The reason why they were in the dungeon in the first place is because they were going on a quest. It's kind of like a Dungeons and Dragons type feel situation, and they pretty much got defeated by the dragon, and the dragon ate his sister, and so he has to go back into the dungeon without any money and make do with what he has with his friends and team right there. And it's just a lot of fun, and I definitely want to continue reading it. I may pick up the next couple of volumes as they're kind of a little bit pricey, but I may pick up the couple volumes just to continue it. We will see. If not, I'll probably just reread what I have, or I don't think I read I read up to volume 4, so I need to finish volume 4, and I might get, it's up to volume 6 right now. So, and I know that volume 4 is where he meets the dragon to save his sister, or not to save his sister. But yeah, I don't know yet. So yeah, so that's why I picked that one. How am I going to do this? Okay, so next up is Dissolving Classroom by Junji Ito. And let me just read the back. I don't know much about this. All I know is a pair of twisted siblings, and that is all I'm going to read, and that is all I need to know. That I'm definitely going to be reading this. It's just one volume, and if you know anything about Junji Ito, you know it's going to be horror-ish, it's going to be creepy, and it's about siblings. So there we go. Next up is a Monster, and it is starts off about two twins that disappear. And yeah, I have read the first volume, and I'm really looking forward to getting back into this. Next up, I was actually recommended this, and I actually have volume 1, which is, and I don't know why I didn't think about it, but it's about two brothers, and I don't know a lot about it except for what everyone everyone's read it, and I haven't read it yet, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I will definitely be trying to fit this into the readathon. Fullmetal Alchemist. Next up is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and the only part I read was Phantom Blood, so that's the only part that I know that is sibling or family themed. It's that way because Jonathan and his dad adopt this kid named Dino that they save from thieves. Actually, I don't think that's right. Pretty much the thief that robbed them's kid. He wakes up and he thinks that the person that robbed him saved his life, but really he robbed him, and so he's like indebted to him, he thinks. And so he takes in his kid, and his kid turns out to be evil, but they grow up as brothers. So like I said, it's kind of a far fetch from being family oriented, but it has family in it. And yeah, so that's why I picked that. Next up is Yukio, and everyone knows that he has to save his uncle. At least that's the part in the anime, so I don't know where that comes in the story, but you can read Yukio for this. Next up is Blue Exorcist. This was recommended from by Kawaii, and I read this a long time ago. Don't really remember it. I remember enjoying it. I borrowed it from my roommate at the time, and I read the first 2 volumes, and she said that it's really brother sibling theme, like heavy, but I didn't get to that part. But I do know that his dad is Lucifer, so that is just family enough for me to fit this, not challenge, to fit this theme. Next up, I decided to include Soul Eater in here, as the main chick's dad is the headmaster of the school that they go to. So next up is Seraph of the End. I don't really know much about this. I picked up the first volume because it was on sale a while ago, and I've been wanting to read it. It does sound very interesting. I don't know why it's sibling themed, but I don't know who recommended this, but I will write their name down in the description box down below when I give out who recommended who. So yeah, they said it was sibling themed, so this might be the perfect opportunity to read it and start that series. Next up, Simply Gee recommended this. Check on Cretan, Black and White, and I read this recently. I read this at the end of the year, and I really enjoyed it. And I actually think I read this for the last readathon I did. I think I did. Yes, I did. Okay, so I read this for the last manga, Bizarro's 24-hour manga readathon. But and I don't remember. I know that they're orphans. I don't remember if they're brothers or not, but I think they were. But if not, then they kind of are orphans and they make their own family, so it definitely counts in this theme. Next up is Xbike Lamp, and without going into the plot of this, because the plot doesn't sound really family driven, but it starts off with there's just so many characters in this, and a lot of them are family. And the first part is about, the main 2 is about a brother and sister, and how they deal in their role in the apocalypse. So next up is My Brother's Husband, and I just really enjoy this. This is a really, really cute series. It is about the single dad raising his daughter, and he has a twin brother that actually recently died, so definitely appropriate. And before his brother's death, he moved away, and they were not as close because his brother was gay, so he just didn't really understand him. So you know, when you don't really understand something, you kind of push the subject away. I wouldn't say that he was necessarily against him being gay, but so anyway, so he moved to Canada and he marries this guy right here, and his husband wanted to go visit his dead husband's family and see how he grew up and stuff like that. So it's just really interesting. I would recommend it to anyone. It doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, bi, female, male. Read this, you will really enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, if it's not your thing, then at least I feel like it's really educational. Okay, next up is Fruits Basket, and Shaegeeksout actually recommended this. And I don't know why I didn't think about this. It's literally about the really bad with names, Shama family. It's about, and they are all members of the Zodiac. And yeah, so this print is out of print, but they reprinted this. Yen Press reprinted this, so it's easy to get your hands on. So yeah, I definitely recommended Fruits Basket if you haven't already read it. So far, all the ones that I've mentioned are in print. Most of them are accessible in stores still. If not, they're still in print online. And the next one, this like Fruits Basket, this is by Tokyopop. This version isn't in print anymore, but you can get them in a nice omnibus by Dark Horse. And yeah, so this is the one that I'm going to be focusing reading the most, and I will be making my TBR video of what I will be reading, which will have more recommendations in it, but some of those will be out of print. I try to stay away from them the out of print titles as much as possible. But yeah, so this one is the one that I am going to read the most because it's most like me and my sister's dynamic. Like when we were growing up, we always fought like siblings, but we always had each other's back. And same with Sakura and Tomo. They literally fight like siblings, but if someone messes with the other one, they will literally kick ass and kill them. So yeah, this is definitely, in reading this, even before everything happened, in reading this, I just always thought of my sister and me. So yeah, so it's going to be really special to read it for the readathon. Next up is Princess Jellyfish. And the reason why I picked this one is mostly because there's two brothers in it. And just it's just really interesting seeing how they interact with each other, and really kind of don't want to spoil anything. But the plot of this in itself is kind of like family. It's a whole bunch of otaku women that live together in an apartment that they feel like no one really understands them, and they just get along super well. They kind of made their own family. So in that regard, it kind of just fits in itself. So next up is Black Butler. And the reason why I picked this one is because it is just kind of family driven. It is about CL, and he becomes a orphan, and his family members visit him, but it's mostly, at least in my opinion, he kind of takes him in and kind of takes care of him. Of course, people kind of ship them together, which this is on volume. I actually have the first 3 volumes. What am I saying? I've only read the first volume of Black Butler, and I've watched most of the anime. I got to season 2, which to me season 2 isn't as bad as everyone says, but that's a different story. Wow. Anyways, I've never really shipped them together, so I just feel like they're kind of more family. They understand each other, they get each other, they just kind of became their own family. Okay, next up is Hot Gimmick. This one is out of print. But it is still easy to get. I know that they reprinted it in, sorry, my phone is exploding. They reprinted it in omnibus form. Forgot who, I think, this is by Viz anyways. Yeah, I think Viz reprinted it, so it is more easier to get. It may be out of print, but I know that these single volumes are. But anyways, it is about 2 sisters, and she has to, her sister becomes pregnant, or thinks she's pregnant, and she has to get a pregnancy test for her sister, and someone finds out and starts blackmailing her. Next up is Angel Sanctuary. This in itself is very controversial because right there they are brother and sister, and they fall in love with each other and have a relationship. So it is just really apocalyptic angels. I love it. There's a lot of kind of yaoi in here. There's, I don't know, I just absolutely love this story, and I've never finished it, and maybe I might finish it for the readathon. Who knows? But like every other one, I've watched the anime for it. So anyways, and another title by AMeskaOhJ, I'll just go ahead and throw this one out. He said that you could read Fire Punch. It's incest and sibling themed. So there you go. Next up is, this one is out of print, but the first 3 volumes are easy to find. It finishes in 6 volumes. The last volume was never, unfortunately, published in English before Tokyo Pop went under, but I recommend INPU. It definitely fits the... this one I'll definitely be reading. I reread it every year, but it definitely fits this category as her brother died, and she has to pose as her brother because her mom is kind of having a mental breakdown and thinks that she is her brother that died and can't really cope, so that's how she copes. So I just thought it'd be really appropriate to read for this subject matter topic. Next up is Marmalade Boy. Definitely a comedy about 2 families coming together. Her parents went on a cruise and they decided to switch partners, and so they're just decided to switch partners, and the other couple that they switched with, that makes sense, has a son, and there's a romantic element that they eventually get, but at first they hate each other, so I guess there would be step sister brother. I have no idea what that would make them. No idea. Shaegeeksout recommended this one. I have not read it yet. It's from the same creator as Fruits Baskets. This one is out of print, but still easy, relatively easy to get. Same with that one. But yeah, so I don't know why, but she said it's sibling themed. So yeah. Next up, this one is massive. I would recommend reading Revolutionary Girl Utena. Kind of like Angel Sanctuary, it is incest. She is in love with her brother, and yeah, it is. I kind of want to get through this for the readathon. I absolutely love the anime, and this would be just the perfect time to dive into the manga. So yeah. So I'm just going to quickly read off what everyone recommended to me online, and yeah, let's just get started. And I'll also I'm really bad with names and how to pronounce things, so I'll just put all everyone's recommendations down in the comments down below, and yeah, you can see which ones you have or which ones you want to go get or which ones you're interested in. So yeah. So first off, Bace, she recommended Rain in Grey World and Flying Witch. Lindsay Tut recommended Royal Tutors. Whimsical Pictures recommended Kitchen Princess, as she said that there's brothers in it, and she recommended Wandering Sun, which I know that one's out of print, but if you have it, and you can read that for this challenge, and it has sisters in it. Rakiyang recommended Gintama. She said that there's siblings in it. Chihayafure recommended Dissolving Classrooms, which I actually had and I didn't even think about, so thank you for that. She also recommended 20th Century Boy. She said there's family. Ouran Host Club. She said there's twins. Grand Blue Dreaming. And then OJ-Fire Punch. Oh, you can also read Sailor Moon, as Sailor Moon, her family appears a lot in it, and she has a brother. but it's not like, you know, heavy, family themed. And also, I guess you could count the Sailor Scouts as they form their own family. Kawaii, Blue Exorcist, like I said. Let's see. Simply Gi recommended Demon Slayer, The Promised Neverland, Baby and Me, Children of the Sea, ACCA 13, It's Kitchen. Just go look in the comments, or in the description. The Only Place to Live, and she said that that one was digital, but for her to recommend stuff, she definitely knows that it's really good and people like it, so definitely take her recommendations if you don't already. Oh, the person that recommended Seraph of the End is TKD. Thank you so much for your recommendation. Also recommended Komi Shoma, which I will put the spelling of that down in the description. Like I said, let's see. Shay recommended Fruits Basket and Full Metal Alchemist. Am I forgetting anyone? She also recommended one that I'm just going to put down in the thing because I can't pronounce it. She recommended Can I Kiss You Every Day. She said there's step siblings in that one. Peach Heaven, My Boyfriend is Orange, Dreaming Sun, Platinum Dream. She said Sibling Elemented, and Chihayafure. I'll put that one down in the description. And that is it, and I hope you guys got some ideas. Sorry that the sun kind of went down halfway through my video, but I did try to make it when it was up. And yeah, so let me know down in the comments, and let everyone know down in the comments if you guys have any suggestions or ideas for this video. I also know that Manga Hoarder did mention that she was going to make a recommendation video for sibling and family themed as well, so if she doesn't, that's okay. If she does, then I'll link that in my next video. I'm going to be making a TBR video, if I didn't already say that, and that will have some more recommendations in it as well, but they'll probably be more out of print because that's the ones that I already have and I'm going to be reading. So yeah, so anyways, you guys have a good day, and thanks for watching.